You're listening to Overflow Funnels, the podcast for creative entrepreneurs who want sustainable, freedom first marketing strategies that actually convert. I'm Stina, Pinterest and funnel strategist for business owners who are done with burnout and ready for overflow. Every week, I'll break down the strategy behind showing up less, selling more, and building a business that supports your life, not the other way around. Let's dive in. Let me guess. You're posting consistently. You've got a good offer, maybe even a great one. You're putting yourself out there, trying all of the things everyone tells you to do, and you're still not getting anywhere. Or even worse, actually, you're getting the wrong people in your inbox. People who just love your content, but they can't afford you. People who ask a million and one questions, grabs all of your freebies, and then they ghost. And if this is you, if you are like nodding your head along to this, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You don't have a content problem. You have a buyer clarity problem. You are not talking to the overflow buyer, the person who is already sold, already searching, and are already ready to buy from someone like you. And today I'm going to help you fix that because we're going to go in to who the overflow buyer actually is, why he or she is not engaging with your content, and how to start speaking directly to that person. So your marketing finally starts working the way it's supposed to. So, who the heck is your overflow buyer? So, let's start by defining what an overflow buyer is. This is the person you actually want to attract if you're selling a premium service, coaching, or offer. This is the person that is not sitting around waiting to be convinced. He or she is not scared to invest, but they're also not stupid. They invest from desire and not from fear. They're decisive, grounded, and strategic in the moves they make. But they don't need 17 posts to warm them up. They need one post that makes them feel like you see just them, like you understand exactly where they're at and where they're going to go next. The overflow buyer wants depth. They're not there for surface level tips or fluffy filler content. They're already in motion. They're already consuming content, searching for support, and weighing their options. And the only question is, when they see your content, does it stop the scroll and say, wait, this is exactly what I've been looking for? Or do they just keep scrolling past it because it looks like everyone else's? So now that you know who they are, let's talk about why they're not engaging with your content. So there's three reasons that I would say are more common than others that creatives are missing in their overflow buyer entirely. So you're talking to your past self. And it's one of the most popular pieces of advice in online business. Just speak to your past self. But your past self wasn't ready. She was second guessing, over researching, and trying to do everything herself. Your overflow buyer is not your past self, okay? She's the version of your audience who's already ready. She doesn't need baby steps. She needs to know that you're the one to take her further. So instead of saying, here's how to get started, 3 tips to whatever, Try saying, here's the one shift that will take you from barely hanging on to overflowing with ease. That's what resonates her. Give clear, actionable steps, not just common knowledge. Okay, number 2, you're leading with pain instead of power. We've all been taught to write content to speak to people's pain points. But I want to be honest, are you creating content that feels heavy? Are you trying to poke the pain when your audience is already exhausted? It is 2025. We are exhausted. But your overflow buyer doesn't want to be saved. She wants to be seen. That is what we all want. We want somebody to see us where we're at. She wants you to feel like you understand where she's going, not just where she's struggling. She's looking for content that makes her feel empowered, expanded, and supported, not overwhelmed. So if your messaging has been rooted in fear, scarcity, or pain, it's time to flip the script, start speaking into vision. Start painting the picture of what becomes possible on the other side of your offer. Number 3, you're being too helpful. I know this one might sting, especially if you're someone who loves to serve. But if your content is packed with tutorials, how to's, endless free education, your overflow buyer is tuning out because she's not looking to DIY, right? That is not why we are here. She's not trying to figure out everything out from a free carousel or a blog post. She's trying to decide who to hire. And if you keep showing up like a free resource instead of a high level service provider, she's going to assume you are not the one for her. Now, helpful content isn't bad, but it's not enough. You want to balance it with authority and belief, with bold positioning that says, this is the solution. I am the expert. Let's go. And like my coach says, selling is serving. You are showing them what you can do for them and their transformation when you sell. So, what does this shift actually look like in your content? Here's your new game plan. 3 simple but powerful changes that will help your messaging hit harder, faster, and deeper. So, number 1, you got to speak to their desire, not just problems, like I said. What does your buyer want? What's the deeper motivation behind the investment? Not just, I want more clients, but I want a business that runs while I take Fridays off, right? When you speak to desire, you move people who are already ready to take action. Number 2, sell the decision, not the details. You don't need to explain every feature of your offer. You need to help your buyer feel the power of choosing it. What does saying yes represent for her? What future is she stepping into? Make it emotional, not just practical. And number 3, lead with belief. Your buyer doesn't need to be educated, she needs to be activated. She needs to believe that the things she wants is possible and that you are the person who can help her get it. That kind of belief doesn't come from bullet point lists. It comes from bold content, confident energy, and a clear messaging saying, this is for you. So if your content has felt off, even though it looks polished, if your DMs are full of the wrong people or none at all, if you're attracting the wrong buyer or just not attracting anyone, it's time to shift. You don't need to like set everything on fire, burn it down. You just need to stop watering down your message and start calling in your overflow buyer. And here's how I can help with that. You can go grab the free Overflow Clarity Map in the show notes. It's a guided mini audit that helps you identify who your true buyer is and how to speak directly to her. It's totally free in the show notes. And if you want my eyes on your funnel, your content, and your offer stack, the Overflow Strategy session is open for bookings. It's a 90-minute one-on-one session where we build your custom funnel strategy together. You'll walk away with a personalized Notion dashboard or a Google Drive if that's your jam, my templates, and 7 days of follow-up support. So let's make your content feel like overflow again. And you know where to find me. We'll talk on the next one.